Welcome Masterminds to today's video where we are going to be introducing the revelations of inducements, mastering the different types of inducements, the purposes, why they happen, what the reasoning behind and why different types of traders and all types of traders are getting stopped out, and how to capitalize and turn your biggest fears into your greatest strengths. So getting right into it, Inducements 101. Understanding the psychological and analytical purpose behind inducements. The first thing we have to ask ourselves is, what is the purpose? Well, inducement is, by definition, inducing you into making decisions that you wouldn't make under normal rational circumstances. It's anything that you would do irrationally or acting on your emotions, making a decision that you wouldn't under normal conditions. With that being said, it's presenting you all the variables to use your money and your emotions against you. The market makers know that you're going to be losing, but they want to understand how can they get the most amount of money out of you. They already know that you're going to be losing, so how can they present many other variables and factors to get you to lose more and put more money into their pockets? Inducement comes in a variety of ways, including, and most notoriously, is FOMO. Whenever you see a trade popping off rapidly in one direction, maybe news is coming out and you see prices just going to the moon, well, what's the first natural instinct? Dang, I don't want to miss that trade. So then you're going to be entering buys, and what do you think is going to happen? Well, price is just going to rapidly take you out, and you're like, why is this happening? I'm getting in the buys, it's going up, and then by the time you get in, the move's over. Inducement is anything that causes you to get into trades prematurely or late, holding them longer than you should, getting that out of them earlier than you would. It's anything that's irrational that's causing you to influence your bias in one way or another. The next the largest purpose is going to be greed. So greed is one of the primary factors of trading when it comes to making trades, making money, even making small amounts to vast amounts, especially when it comes to chart analysis. When you see new higher highs or lower lows being made and you see prices continuing in that trend, you're like, dang, I want to keep holding this. Why would I take out of the trade? Well, this is because of inducement. How many times have you ever been in a trade where you're up very good profit, maybe 40, 50, 60 plus pips, or maybe even a swing trade, and what ends up happening? Well, you'll be in that position like, oh, maybe I don't want to take off, and then price will come all the way back down and naturally come back to your break even, or worse yet, your stop loss, and you didn't know how to manage the trade because you were thinking it was going to continue forever. Well, it's making you believe that because it's using your own confirmation bias that it's going to continue. Likewise with fear, of course, this is going to be the opposite of greed. Whenever you see a chalk or a break of structure, your first natural instinct is, oh, price is reversing. I need to look for now the new trend. Price is inducing you to believe that the markets are going to make a new trend. However, that's just a necessary evil that needs to happen for the markets to continue in the initial direction. And lastly is hope. How many times have you ever been like, dang, I really know this is going to happen. I really hope this is going to happen. And you're provided all that bias towards your trade, maybe more rejection candles, maybe, whatever it might be. And you start risking more and more and more because you're like, this could be the trade. I know this is going to be the trade. It's going to make up for all of those 100+ losses. And this is what I wait for. And what happens? Well, you'll end up blowing your account or at least losing way more than you should. And this is because you're relying on hope that something is going to happen rather than using logic. And this happens with all the various types of inducement as they provide hope for all types of traders that their analysis is going to be right. What the biggest takeaway though from this is that inducement is much more than just understanding, the psychology and the analytical approach of it. It's understanding that inducement is the whole trap in the market on every fractal level, from the lowest time frame to the highest time frame. Always building so-called structure, but always inducing someone into doing the wrong thing. And how is inducement manipulating these individuals into conducting wrong market analysis? Well, they're utilizing structure as inducement. If you see a higher high, maybe like, oh, this is a continuation, and price breaks structure and then continues. Well, it's inducing you to believe that. But we have to understand that only logical things will ever happen at logical areas. If you see a break of structure in the middle of nowhere, well, why would you believe that, price is just going to, reverse randomly? There's always a purpose and intention for every move. And this is what we are trying to emphasize to each and every one of the students. You can understand something conceptually, but that doesn't mean that you'll be able to apply it. So with this video, and the purpose of all the topic mastery videos is to further refine your understanding and helping you become and prepare for the mastermind level tier. With that being said, every move in the market is pre-planned with that surgical precision. There is absolutely no such thing as randomness in the markets, and the markets are equally as psychological as they are analytical. And I mean by this is any move that happens, analytically or technically in the market, you should and must be able to understand what every type of trader is and isn't wanting to happen. So by understanding inducement, as mentioned, it's more than just the psychology and the analytics behind it. It's understanding, for us to know how to win, we need to understand not only our own fears, hopes, greeds, but we need to understand and must understand every type of trader's fears, hopes, greeds. Well, why? Because if we know where everyone else is losing and what all different types of traders are hoping will happen, then we consequently are going to know where to win. And by understanding what they don't want to have happen, we are able to develop a mindset that will be able to further enable us to be quote unquote greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. And lay minister is talking about that's what the banks are doing. They're capitalizing off of your greeds and fears. We need to do the same. And the first step in thinking like an algo is thinking outside of yourself, thinking purposefully, consequently, inputs get outputs. Where's everyone losing so we know how to win? With that being said, masterminds, now click on to the next video and let's get right into the 3 different types of inducements.